Well, there we go. Hold on just a moment. In case you're watching on the replay, just let me set this up. Can't set it up in advance. I'm sorry. Hey, Kathy. Welcome back in. There was a YouTube issue earlier and the video just completely cut off. And I had no idea. Hi, Hobble One. Rita. Donna McCoy. I was at the cardiology office today. I had a rough morning. Cardiology office went good. I did do a live earlier, apparently towards the end of the video. I just wasn't even recording anymore, and I had no idea. The screen just flashed at me, and I saw that dreaded spinning wheel, and it said reconnecting. And I'm like, what? And then I noticed that everybody was starting to fall out of my chat. So yeah. So I don't know at what point, how many minutes I was even talking, not knowing that nobody was there. And then I said, can somebody comment in the chat? And somebody asked me a question, but the numbers just started tanking quickly. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think I'm actually on the air anymore. Maybe somebody's hearing me, but there must be a YouTube issue. And even though that video was on Jetpack Man, we did start to talk a little bit about Nancy Guthrie. And I can't stay on long. I haven't even done the thumbnail yet for this one, nor have I made the hashtags and the description for the other video. I can't just cut and paste it because it's a totally different subject. So I've still got some administrative back end things to do. However, I want to give it just a few more minutes. I'll take a sip of diet ginger ale. Nobody can find the diet ginger beer anymore. It's making me really upset because that really helps my stomach. Even Amazon doesn't have it right now. So I'll have to handle the gift list later tonight and take that off or put it on hold or something. The grocery store never has it anymore. It's just really upsetting. Hi, Connie. So yeah, this is the second live today. I wasn't even going to do a live today because of all the medical stuff I'm handling right now. But I've just been watching the game and answering some of my YouTube comments, and we're still nothing to nothing, so I haven't missed anything yet. But Hobble One says, I used to watch planes in San Bruno and Millbrae incoming and taking off at SFO 24 hours a day and night, like LAX. Yeah, that's so cool. I love that. I just have to respond to somebody. Somebody sent me a message. It wasn't on today's video. It says day number 135, so it must have been yesterday. Boy, how the days go by so quickly. Today is day number 136. Thank you for the red hearts. Thank you for the thumbs up. Somewhat. Cardiology went well. Now I got to move on to the next, 10,000 appointments. But thank you for asking, Joe Wells. I gotta read a statement that I just received regarding Nancy Guthrie because I don't know how to respond to this comment. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too little. Whoever this person is, I don't know if it's a man or a woman. I haven't even seen this username before. Avian Moon Arcana. Could be Avian Moon Arcana. I'm not sure. I'm going to pronounce it the Spanish way. Avian Moon Arcana. Just came to my channel, watched yesterday's video apparently, and sent me a message. Kelsa. Yeah, my dad used to work there. Okay, 45 people watching. I'm just going to say this. And remember, I'm just reading a YouTube comment. I'm not making a proclamation about anything here. Remember, on my YouTube channel, everyone is proven or everybody is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. I do have a suspect video, and it's just names of people that have come up in this crazy, chaotic soap opera or three-ring circus, as I'm now calling it. So I'm going to read this. I got my iPad right here because I don't want to lose the YouTube in the background. Like earlier today, it died on me, and it didn't even tell me that it died. Okay, let me just take a troll out. Okay. Like I said, I don't know what to say to this person other than maybe I'll tell them to come to this video. We're not talking about that right now, A.L. Strickland. This is a statement regarding the Nancy Guthrie case. And I'm just going to say it. Avian Blue or Avian Moon Arcana. April, I hope this finds you feeling better. Red Heart, thank you. You'll never guess what I just saw. Another PI, Bill Garcia, haven't heard of him, has been investigating in Tucson. And he essentially said he and his team believe after careful investigation that the porch perp is the same person many of us have believed it to be since February. Now, I've never named a suspect. Bill implied it's our foreign suspect who has given several interviews. I am sure you know who I mean. Bill claims the Pima County Sheriff's Office wanted his team to teach them how they use technology to unmask the perp digitally. I'm not surprised, which is kind of hilarious because the rest of us just used our eyeballs and immediately clocked this guy as the perp. LOL. Bill thinks he fled the U.S. from an airport 300 miles away from Tucson after committing the crime. Anyway, the interview was just posted on the Criminally Obsessed channel. I've never heard of that channel. I'll be happy to check them out. I think she meant I am hopeful. I am hopeful that enough citizens and PIs have reported this suspect enough times to convince authorities to take these tips seriously. What's going on here? You know what? I don't know what that means, so I just got to take it out because it's distracting. Hobble once is not sure about that. And I can see one of these emojis as a clown face and one is like the devil's horns. July, good to see you again. Yeah, the last video, it just died. Didn't even know. All of a sudden, my screen started the spinning circle, and I had no idea at what point it cut me off. I listened back to it, and I was like, I think there's 15 or 20 minutes of it that's just not even there anymore. I noticed that people started dropping out, so it was a YouTube issue. It wasn't my internet. I still have a lot of back end work to do tonight. I'm exhausted. Doctor's appointment. Never sleep well before them. Had a doctor's appointment. Had a rough morning. Went to the market after the doctor's appointment. I got literally one bag, not two bags, one paper bag of groceries. It was $49.50. And that was after I spent $12 to park at the cardiology office. I think out of that bag, I'll get 2 meals out of it. $49.50. I was going to stop at a restaurant and I thought, no, I don't have the money to spend. I will go to the grocery store. It will be cheaper. I will not do my week's shopping. I will just, because I can't stand up for very long. I'll just get a few things. One bag, $49.50. And I came home and I already cooked one of the meals. That's all I ate today. And then I just, watching the game, sitting on the sofa, trying to relax. And this message came across on yesterday's video regarding Nancy Guthrie from Avian Moon Arcana. If you didn't see it, if you just got here, you may want to watch the playback at some point on this video. Catella, hello. I don't even know what that means. Always the night trolls. Time out. No, we're not going to talk about committing crimes. Good hearing your call the other night on the Juices Live. Oh, which one? I've got the longer call that was 37 minutes, and then I got a shorter call. And then he tried to call me again on another video, but I already fell asleep. So yeah, Avian Move Arcana. How many of you already heard me read the statement? Because if you'd like, I can read it one more time. I haven't even had time to do a thumbnail yet or do the description from the last video that I did today. But I wanted you guys to hear this. Uh-oh. You know what? There's messages coming up on the desktop that I'm not seeing on the phone screen. And I can only see a few at a time. Uh-oh. Chumley. I wasn't trying to delete Chumley. I was trying to... Now I got to go through all these trolls. I hope Chumley is gone. Are you gone, Chumley? Who was this deleted? Oh. Boy, we're spending a lot of time on this video, just timing people out. I'm not trying to hide Chumley. Yeah, don't know how to undo it. Well, better luck tomorrow, Chumley. I missed the talk with the juice. What is the thumbnail of video so I can watch? Thanks, April. Go to my video tab and you'll see me and the juice for 37 minutes. And then if you go to my community post tab, you'll see the link to his video on the second phone conversation. And it tells you where to listen to it. But the first one is go to my long form content videos. He gave me permission to share it, both the audio and the video. But I got to be careful about stuff like that because I don't want to get hammered by YouTube for reuse content and lose my monetization. So how many of you were here when I just came back on the air and I mentioned this comment that was just sent to me 30 minutes ago by Avian Moon Arcana? Did everybody hear this? Oh, hey, Alaska Assassin Adventure. You know, I am okay. I did go to the cardiologist today. That went well. We're going to start reducing some of the meds, so maybe I can feel better, but there's always a risk. And as far as that pain I'm having, I have to go and find a primary care physician to be examined before any tests can be ordered on that. So it's just another doctor to add to my list of all the appointments. I just hit the microphone with the pen. I guess I should put the pen down. Hey, 38 people, can I have a thumbs up on this? I hope all you guys are subscribed. You didn't hear it. Okay, this is very important. Thank you, Alaska Assassin, and I hope your father is doing much better. I saw your post about your dad, and prayers for your dad and for you, my friend. This is a question, or actually it was a comment on yesterday's video regarding Nancy Guthrie kidnapping, day number 136. Okay, here we go. April, I hope this finds you feeling better. Red heart. You'll never guess what I just saw. Another PI, Bill Garcia, by the way, I have no idea who that is, has been investigating in Tucson, and he essentially said he and his team believe, after careful investigation, that the porch perp is the same person many of us have believed it is since February. Remember, I've never named a person yet. Bill implied it's a him, like foreign suspect who has given several interviews. Let me continue. I'm sure you know who I mean. Bill claims the Pima County Sheriff's Office wanted his team to teach them how they use technology to unmask the perp digitally, which is hilarious because the rest of us just used our eyeballs and immediately clocked this guy as the perp. LOL. Well, many people think it's a lot of different people. Bill thinks he fled the U.S. from an airport 300 miles away from Tucson after committing the crime. Anyway, the interview was just posted on the Criminally Obsessed channel. I have no idea who they are. I am hopeful that enough citizens and PIs have reported the suspect enough times to convince authorities to take these tips seriously. She's a female YouTuber, The Criminally Obsessed. I'll have to check her out. I'll have to watch that. Hello, Angelia Sparks. Half hog, half man. That's true. Investigators are actively testing unidentified DNA and hair samples recovered from Nancy's home, utilizing several private labs and the FBI to analyze materials. Yes, but there was a 12-week delay in that because of nanos. So, yeah, the case is kind of hedging on a rootless single hair. Hopefully, they've got more than that. Avion Blue, or why do I keep calling her Aviana Blue? It's Avion Moon Arcana, or Arcana. I don't know how to respond to that comment other than to say, I guess I'm going to respond after this video and tell her to watch tonight's video. I have to be very careful. The only person who knows who my suspect or suspects are is the special agent in charge of the Nancy Guthrie case at the FBI. Yes, Half Hawkman. Did you know that the FBI is offering a $100,000 reward, and the Guthrie family has added $1 million reward for information leading to Nancy's recovery? Yes, it's actually, to be exact, I think it's 1,102,500 because there's like three or four different organizations that have thrown money at it. Yeah, Julie, I read a statement twice. If you didn't hear it, you'll have to go back and hear it again on the replay. This is not going to be too long. I've had a long day, doctor's appointment, and picked up one bag of groceries for $49.50. Really pisses me off, like how do they expect people on disability to survive when it costs that? I mean, my original idea was to stop at my favorite Italian place and order just some chicken wings, but I figured going to the actual store would be cheaper. It wasn't. And I didn't even do my weekly grocery shopping, which I need to do. Just decided to eat, relax, be with my kitty and my bunny, sit down and watch a ball game. I got my iPad here and started looking at my YouTube channel and my comments. I hadn't looked at the comments since I was waiting in the cardiology office because, they're always late. And this comment came across. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Can you please venture a guess as to what happened to Nancy? Yeah, it's one of two things. It's revenge or money, and it's the Savannah factor, or it's somebody closely connected to Nancy. And there's a group, and there's the mastermind, and there's the worker bees. Most likely. I can't say anything further than that. Hey, Sassy Granny. Did you see my test video last night, Sassy Granny? I've already privatized that because I still didn't get it perfect yet, but um, I'm gonna need a few more days. I got to get through some of this medical stuff. I'm gonna try it again. There we go. Timeout. This is a short one, everybody, but there's 58 people here. Um, yeah. You know, I so badly I want to share with everybody here because you guys have kept me going on this. I really I want to share what I feel, but I can't. From a legal standpoint, I can't. And this is an open criminal investigation. And we're not just talking a missing person or an abductee or a kidnapping victim. We're talking someone who's probably 99.9% chance no longer with us. So the perp or perps will be facing murder. I just can't get on YouTube and say, "Hey, this person or these people are unalivers." I can't do it. Um, Once someone is arrested and all the dominoes start to fall, even then, there still has to be a fair trial for these people. We don't want to do anything that's going to skew the trial one way or the other. Um, July says this case makes my head hurt. Mine too. Hello, Mario. Uh, it has gotten bizarre. If you guys are just coming in and you didn't hear me read this statement, you need to hear me read this statement. Whether you see it on the replay or somebody, throw me a few super chats. I might read it one more time. Uh, just before I came on the air, I was watching this other YouTuber, and he is in the hospital in Ecuador, and he's dealing with similar heart issues to me, and he just started crying me a river, and he says he's been very emotional since they treated his heart today, and I totally got it. And I don't watch that guy very often, but because I just don't have time, but boy, do I get it. Whether it's chemo from cancer or heart ablations or cardioversions, yeah, your emotions just get flowing very easily. uh, I have to disagree, half hawk, half man, but you are entitled to your opinion, and anything is possible. It's a classic home invasion gone bad. I think they killed her and buried her sadly. Hello, Boston. Michelle, welcome back. Hello, so nice to catch you live. Hope you're doing okay. I enjoyed listening to your commentaries. Be well and love from New Zealand. Oh, wow, one of my New Zealand friends. Mario asks, what's the case? It is the Nancy Guthrie case, day number 136. Yeah, we should say evening 136. Oh, there's my old friend Sue Brock Schmidt. We got Sassy Granny Sue in here, and now we got Sue Brock Schmidt in here. Now we just need a Sue from Massachusetts. We had all the Kathys earlier, the last video. I wasn't planning on doing any video today, but a lot of people were sending me messages about like, oh, I hope your doctor's appointment went okay. So I decided to come on, and then something happened to the signal, and there went the video. No, but I just released some information, respect importance. Yes, half Hawkman. Sometimes crimes are more simple than we make them out to be, though, right, April? Absolutely. I'm alive, Sue Brock. I'll still have many medical appointments ahead. Absolutely, Christy. Definitely planned and targeted. I will never be convinced otherwise. I just saw this comment come in. I haven't even done the description yet or the hashtags for the last video because I talked about a different subject. If you didn't see that, go see my live that I did this afternoon on Jetpack Man. As an Angelino, that's really got my head twirling. I've been thinking about that for the last 6 years. Hey, Lynn Broad. The cardiology went well, but I still have to find another doctor about that pain. I like you guys too. This is it's been wonderful to start a YouTube channel. I just started it to document my life after cancer, and then this Nancy Guthrie thing happened, and who knew it would go 136 days, and I'd have like over 3,300 people. Now that's still a very very tiny YouTube channel, but for me, considering I've been on here for 5 years and 5+ months, that's huge. To most people, that would be a colossal failure. Until I hit the break even point and make a penny, you know, it hasn't been a success yet. But I appreciate everybody that's contributed, whether they're just watching or they're sending the comments or they're in the chat or, they're sending me things, whatever. Everything helps. Just your moral support. Um, Yes, I have. Hobble One. I haven't read the story yet, but I've heard about it. Have you heard about the dog shot by a cop in a woman's home, Canoga Park? Yeah, that happened with LAPD, but I haven't read the story yet. And apparently, there's a GoFundMe that's raised 6 figures, but the dog is already deceased. Um, I don't. I have to read that. It's terrible. I don't know what happened, so I really shouldn't comment until I get more, familiar with the situation. But yeah, anytime, someone dies, whether it's human or animal, it's a very sad situation. Uh, Quinn the Golden. I don't really care about motive. Impossible to verify without suspect. I focus more on the who and the how than the motive. The who, what, when, where, and why, and how. Uh, this was just this just struck me as something that I needed to respond to immediately when I got this comment tonight on yesterday's video on Nancy Guthrie. Um, You focus you focus more on tacos. Don't tell me that. I'm hungry. I didn't eat much today and I don't have any tacos. Oh my gosh. Now the good news is a new viewer, I think, she sent me a gift card. I haven't received it yet. I'll have to go to the mailbox in a few days after it gets there, but somebody sent me a DoorDash card and it's just like it's mind-blowing. Um You know what? Respect Important says, I love how you remind me of Nancy Grace. I am nothing like Nancy, but we do think exactly alike. And that's because, well, I know Nancy Grace. We're not like best friends or nothing, but we met and she's a love muffin. And if she walked through the store right now, we'd just jump into each other's arms. We just we clicked immediately. My best friend has even met Nancy Grace. I called her at work and I'm like, I know you're busy and you're at work, but I got to come pick you up right now because I've just been invited to go meet Nancy Grace in Studio City, which is where I live. And I'm like, and my friend worked there at the time, and I'm like, it's probably going to be like an hour, and that's it. But this will be your only chance. So if you want to, and she's like, I'm not dressed, I'm not ready. I'm like, I'm all sweaty from work. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Let's go. She's coming from work. I'm coming from work. We're gonna go meet, and it worked out rather well. That's all I'm going to say about that. Um, that is a cool present, Michelle. That's something I could really use, especially since I didn't want to go to a restaurant tonight because after spending $12 to park, I didn't want to spend the money just to get one small order of chicken wings uh, at my favorite place. And so I went into the market and I got one bag. And part of that was salad for the bunny. And I couldn't even get the salad that she prefers because they were sold out. And I thought, as long as I'm here, I'm going to look for my diet ginger beer. And I guess they're not carrying it anymore. And then I go to Amazon tonight. Apparently, that's out. I'm going to have to go update my store later tonight. There's just not enough hours in my day, people. And now I got to go find this YouTuber that this commenter of one of my videos mentioned, this criminally obsessed channel. I just don't know how to respond to her. So I thought, you know what? I'll do a video and I'll tell her, like, thank you for the comment. And I made a video. Is your PO or address posted? Yes, it is, Lynn. It's on the main channel page. My mailing address is there. All my links are there, including my eBay store, although there's not much in it. My Whatnot store, not much in it, but if you're not signed up to Whatnot, use my code and they'll give you $15 to spend, even if you're international. When I get my new stickers, which haven't come yet, always takes a long time to get stickers in the mail, I'm going to throw those up on my Whatnot. And I've even got my old cancer GoFundMe up there because believe it or not, that cancer situation is still costing me money because that's why they think that's why the heart situation happened. And everything else from my bones to my kidney stones to my heart rhythm to, and then that causes lung issues and brain issues and, everything that's happened um, probably could have been avoided had I just gotten a mammogram sooner than I did. And that was my fault. I own up to that. I'm not an idiot, but you know, when certain other tests that are required yearly cost $1,100, like the mammogram was the last thing on my list. And I was getting ready to get one, but then I had to have a CAT scan for something and everything was fine. So then it just got pushed back. And at some point, my goose was cooked. Um, I was always helping my other friends with theirs and, helping my ex boyfriend who had cancer. And I always help other people first and put myself last. And, you know, now I'm going to have issues with this for the rest of my life. But yeah, that's why I still have the GoFundMe. I'm not, actively asking for money, and I never started that. A friend of mine in Florida, who I've known my whole life, started that. But it's got all the updates over the years because some people might actually come on here and accuse me of being a liar. I no, I put everything out for everybody. I am completely 100% transparent. So, yeah, I forgot to take my let me turn my messages off for a moment to do not disturb. So I don't know what happened to the last video. All of a sudden it was just gone and I didn't know. I thought you guys were seeing me, but apparently you weren't. If that YouTuber has any videos, you can comment on it. I'm not going to comment on this statement other than to say, hey, you might want to go see my most recent video. Uh, Hobble one says, I had a kidney stone and was in ICU. Ooh. Well, I had surgery and it was supposedly gone, but apparently there's a small piece of it that's stuck in my kidney. That's just one of, 25 other issues that I have going right now. Yes, Lynn Broad says, I just went through all of this with my hubby. His chemo caused congestive heart failure. Been there, done that, but treatable, but hard to balance the meds. Absolutely, because once you're on all those meds, then you can't even take an antibiotic. And then I've been on Zofran since chemo, and I went to pick it up the other day at the pharmacy, and they were like, whoa, this is dangerous. Like, a timeout. We have to have a pharmacy patient consult. Like, huh? I've been on this for 7 years. And they're like, oh, no, 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 your heart rhythm. And I was like, what's going to happen? Like, well, your rhythm. Is it going to go too fast, too slow? Either or. And then I asked my cardiologist about that today, and he goes, well, it's complicated. Like, and he gave me a half-hour explanation, and I still don't know if I can take that pill ever again. So God forbid I ever have to have chemo again. I wouldn't be able to do it because, the Zofran will just like take me out. Like, and I can't even take a Zofran anymore. I've got to have my diet ginger beer, and I can't get it anywhere. Um, Michelle says it is vital to put your needs first, and those who care about others are usually the ones who forget this. Time to start being selfish, which is not selfish. Yes. Lynn Broad says in his kidney. Oh, okay. Thanks for coming in, Donna, my friend. Have a great night, April. I have to watch the news now. I'll finish watching later. No problem. Uh, what's on my hat? That's my Wi-Fi mic. The transmitter this is the transmitter, and then the receiver is plugged into the bottom of my phone. And I do have a new one that I need, and it's on my wish list, but nobody's bid on that yet. I'll have to save some money once I get some of these YouTube checks coming in. And I have to say, I'm very happy that the views are going up, but the income since I got that first check is dropping every month. I don't think my July check will be very much because June is just it's like, how could my views be going? I got more watch hours, I got more views, and I have less income. Makes no sense to me. I guess I haven't mastered YouTube yet. I am the same way, April. Take care of yourself. Yeah. I'm telling you, 55% of my viewership are citizens that are 65 years and older. That's mind blowing to me. I'm nowhere near that age. I mean, I'm closer than I was 10 years ago, but yeah, that's mind blowing. Um, looks like a pager. Oh, it does kind of look like a pager, doesn't it? But a real teeny one, about the size of an ice cube. Uh, yeah, I don't miss those days being stuck to a pager. Uh, so yeah, I just somebody sent me this comment on this Nancy Guthrie video yesterday, and I was like, oh boy, I want to talk to you guys so much. So many people come in here every night, every afternoon, every video, every cup. Can you tell me what you think? Can you tell me who did it? Like, I'm not investigating the case. I don't have the information that the sheriff's department has, that the FBI has, or even Savannah and her family. But, you know, it was announced the night of February 1st to the world. I heard about it that night. Then there was Monday the 2nd, where Nanos was already releasing the scene and becoming a news media star. And by Tuesday morning, TMZ received the ransom letters, whatever those really were. And we heard about it by Tuesday afternoon. That was the afternoon of the 3rd. We don't know what day the ransoms came to the local news organizations. Did they come in Tuesday as well, or did they come in the Monday before? But we just didn't know about them. And I wish I had my old phone, but a lot of my texts got deleted when my phone died because first my iPad died, then my phone died. I had to replace all this. I got to pay all this stuff off for the next 3 years. Um, I wish I had an old text too. It's actually a friend of mine who comes in here every now and then because I sent her a message in the middle of the night, like, I think I've got this figured out. And that was either the 13th, 14th, or the 15th of February. And remember, we didn't know about the ransoms until the afternoon of the 3rd. It was still considered a missing person. Even Pima County sheriffs, they initially said we were treating this as a missing person. That's why they released the scene so quickly. But yet there was blood there. And they called their homicide team in. Well, if you're calling your homicide team in, why are you treating it as a missing senior alert? And then, half of Tucson, the media, the YouTubers, even Brian Enton walked up to the front door, the pizza guy, the Amazon guy, even the dirt right in front of that step that goes off her front door, that had tire tracks in it of some sort, that got stepped on. They didn't take the mat. They didn't take the weeds. Remember, the guy had the bite light, and then he touched it with his fingers, like, with the glove. And then he had his hands, in the weeds, and they never took that. They never took that. And then later, the blood got mixed in with those weeds. Um, the doorbell frame was left behind. The doormat was left behind. Like, half of the world saw the Amazon package sitting there. And then the pizza guys were coming out going, no, we can't drop off on the street. We have to go to the address. Ding dong, and there's nobody home. Like, it's unbelievable. All the stuff they could make a movie about this and nobody would believe it. People would be like, oh, this script is BS. This couldn't have really happened. But I'm telling you, from mid-February on, even though I'm not investigating this case, I have had my very strong feelings about certain things. Oh, I missed your message, Sassy. I'm sorry. Um, why are all these messages being retracted? What have I missed? Michelle, who can believe it's been on this long? with no real answers. It's quite incredible to me. However, I do have a strong feeling about what's happened to poor Nancy. Yeah, me too, Michelle. Suzanne, for some reason, I can't find the thumbs up symbol to like this stream. Any ideas? Should be right there on your screen. You might have to just minimize the video and then you'll see like all the buttons. It was just weird how he took a plant to try to cover up the camera. It's not professional. That's my opinion too. Quentin or Quinn the Golden on the TMZ video where they talk about one of the new ransom notes, they kept trying to hide the bleed through. That was the Pima District Attorney's Office. Why act like they did? I can't comment. Angelia at the top. Oh, regarding the thumbs up, thank you. Hobble one. Well, they never issued an Amber Alert for kidnapped minor in Tucson. Sassy, hi April. Yes, I did see the video last night. It was really crystal clear. It'll be fun to see what you video with it. Yeah, I've actually privatized that video already because I didn't have it centered yet, but at least I got a little bit of a sample of how clear it is. And even after it got dark, I was like, wow, I'm really impressed with this iPhone and this lens that I was able to still see the feeder even in the dark. But I think I'm going to use it for my coyote stuff. If I can ever get physically well enough to actually go out and go on my coyote hunts because they're everywhere. Um, yeah, you can double click for the thumbs up, but I think she means the thumbs up for the video. Like the likes, you like the video or you don't like the video. July, top of the video. See, thumbs up, touch it. Okay, still sixth inning is still 0-0. 45 people watching. So how many people that are here now, if you can just respond to me, heard me read this comment from Avion Moon Arcana? How many of you heard that? I've read it twice already. I think it was a she and then a he wearing identical, well, actually same clothes, and they've swapped to confuse things. I don't see that. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. Different shoes, says Michelle. I came in late, I didn't. Okay, just for you, Lynn. It's short. Everybody, just listen to this carefully. And I don't even know how I'm going to respond to this other than to say, you know what, you need to go watch my video tonight. Because, everybody on my channel is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And never have I said in any of my videos ever, or anybody else's videos on YouTube, who I think is involved in this. Just saying. A lot of people missed it. Okay, here we go. April, I hope this finds you feeling better. Red heart. Thank you, my love. You'll never guess what I just saw. Another PI, Bill Garcia, I have no idea who this is, has been investigating in Tucson. And he essentially said he and his team believe, after careful investigation, that the porch perp is the same person many of us have believed it is since February. Funny she should say February because that's when I had this pretty much figured out. But I'm not saying that we're on the same wavelength. Bill implied it's our foreign suspect who has given several interviews. I think I might know what interviews she's talking about. I'm sure you know who I mean. I think I do know who you mean. Bill claims the Pima County Sheriff's Office wanted his team to teach them how they use technology to unmask the perp digitally, which is hilarious because the rest of us just used our eyeballs. Yeah. And immediately clocked this guy as the perp. I can't respond to that statement. Bill thinks he fled the U.S. from an airport just 300 miles away from Tucson after committing the crime. Possibly. Anyway, the interview was just posted on the Criminally Obsessed channel. I don't know who that is. One of my viewers earlier said it's a girl YouTuber. Don't know who she is. I am hopeful that enough citizens and PIs, hint, hint, have reported this suspect enough times to convince the authorities to take these tips seriously. Hello, SR7 girl, or SR71 girl. Oh, you got a Skunk Works badge. Oh my God, are you one of my fellow Lockheed people? SR-71 girl with your skunk. Are you a Skunks Works person? I'm going to suck on a lozenge while you answer that. Yes, me too, in a strange kind of way. Back in the 80s. That's all I can say. Um, yeah. Well, now I got to take it out. Uh, your father. Yep. Wonder if I ever met your dad. Very early on in my career, when I was still a PI in training, I worked for a company who is um, a non-employee vendor for Lockheed, including Burbank, a small parts facility in Watts. They closed, thank God, and the Palmdale location, Plant One, Air Force Plant 142. Just saying. So I basically did Burbank and Palmdale, but occasionally Watts. I hated it. It was horrible. It was the worst gig ever, the Watts gig. But the Burbank was great because it's, I live right next door, and the Air Force Plant 42. I mean, I've been out on the runways. Let me tell you, it's you're the only one to ever figure it out. I don't know that I figured it out because I am not privy to what the police, or I should say the sheriff's department and the FBI and the family, is privy to. I'm not investigating this case in any way. I'm simply reporting on it, and I'm hearing the same things that you guys are hearing. So we're all entitled to our opinions, and everybody here is innocent until proven guilty. But there are some things about this case that I do know that are so effing obvious, and I just don't understand why some of these things haven't been looked into, because it's just like, it's like, this is not that hard to figure all of this out. Now, they could know, we know maybe 5 to 10%. The FBI agent that I consulted with, who's retired and not working this case in any way, has nothing to do with my phone calls and letters to the FBI. This is a separate FBI agent who is an investigator, as I am here in California. Uh, what can I say? I was just going to say something and then I lost my train of thought. Um, I, I gotta skip that because I lost my train of thought. I'm still thinking about Avion Moon Arcana. There was something I was going to say that I talked to him about, and we agreed about this and that. But this is Detective School 101. Uh, and I know what interviews this person is talking about, who says, Bill implied it's a foreign suspect. I'm not naming anybody, who has given several interviews. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. This statement doesn't change anything that I believe. I'm sure you know who I mean. And I do think I know who this person means. I'm not saying I agree or I disagree. We don't know. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I've always told you guys this was a puzzle, 500-piece puzzle. And us, the public, we have 5 to 10%, which would mean we've got a very small piece of the puzzle. How are we going to put a 500-piece puzzle together with 5 to 10%? And he says, with everything that's in the press, we kind of know 15 to 20% of it, which makes me more hopeful that I knew more than I thought I did. I knew more than he knew because he only followed this for a month. He didn't even know anything about Nancy's family. Like, he goes, I don't even know the family. Like, he said, yeah, I followed it for a month, but he's lost interest. He's retired. Now, he did agree with me that it's not a burglary or a robbery or a home invasion gone wrong. And it's definitely not like some people have suggested that it was mistaken identity, the wrong address, the wrong house. No, that didn't happen. Uh, we agreed to disagree on if it was an abduction versus a kidnapping. Because when I say a kidnapping, I mean an actual kidnapping for ransom, like that was the motive. And he said, well, as long as someone was physically removed from their home against their will, then that's a kidnapping. Now, what the motive was, we don't know. It goes back to the Savannah factor, or it goes to, in statistically speaking, 75 to 92% of people that get abducted, kidnapped, or unalived, it's by somebody close to them, such as a family member, a friend, a coworker, a neighbor, someone who worked at the house. Could it be somebody who, excuse me, I'm sorry, diet, ginger ale, I'm so sorry. I have a hiatal hernia that's about that big in my stomach, so I can't help it. I'm sorry. Uh, there were people that lived in the casita, but not recently. She rented it out for supposedly $1,500 a month. There was a lot of mail coming to her address at one time from connections to people who lived in the casita. Uh, Remember when the police first started looking at this, they were looking into registered sex offenders. I should say S offenders. That's how Carlos got little DoorDash guy got on the radar because of his father and him being in the area with deliveries. Um, Also at the gun stores, one of the gun store owners talked. A gun store owner in Scottsdale apparently talked and said there was a list of 20 that they were looking into. Have any of these names, do they look familiar to you? Did any of these people come in and make purchases? And the majority of those 20 names were foreign nationals um, of a certain ethnicity. Uh, Let me see. Let me catch up on the comments. You were the only one that put the SR-71 and the Skunk Works together. How could I not? And I've been looking on eBay for a long time. I really want a Skunk Works hat or a T-shirt, but I'm so fat now I probably wouldn't fit in the T-shirt. But I'm very proud of the work that I was involved in, even though I never was their direct employee. But um, it's a long time ago. He worked at Plant 42 in Palmdale. I might have known your dad. If I did, it was briefly. Is Lockheed Missiles and Space still operating in Sunnyvale? I do not know. That's a good question. Michelle Obama is a man. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I didn't say it. I'm just reading Jack Nitroburst. But let's not get political here. And remember, we're inclusive to everybody. If she turns out to really have been a man, I wouldn't think any differently of her than I think about her now. And she would be welcome to come in. Um, Good question about Sunnyvale. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, as soon as I saw SR-71, and then I looked to the left, and the avatars are very, very small on my phone. Um, but I was like, oh, Skunkworks. Was he an engineer, SR-71 girl? Quinn the Golden. The media just adds 25 other 500 pieces puzzles and mixes them in. Hard to determine what pieces actually go with the Nancy Guthrie puzzle. Yeah, because a lot of it is misinformation. Somebody came into the last video when I was talking about Jetpack Man, and they mentioned something about this case in Savannah, and that they heard Savannah said something about the Tesla guy. And I wasn't saying that she was lying, but where did you hear that? Because there's all kinds of things. Remember, Savannah hired 6 private investigators, and here are their backgrounds, their resumes, their cover sheets, and this is what they're doing and how long they've been doing it and how much she's paid. That's not true at all. Now, could she have hired a private investigator or a team of investigators? Sure. But has she ever publicly stated that and mentioned, names or name, rank, and serial numbers and what they're doing? Of course not. That would be ludicrous. It's not true. He was an engineer. Yeah, my dad was an engineer. My cousin Randy, who doesn't come in here very often, but he does watch some of my videos, he is an engineer. Well, I think he's retired by now, and his son is an engineer. And my former cousin-in-law is an engineer. So 4 engineers in my family. Hobble one says, Northrop Grumman is still in Sunnyvale, I think, but United Defense left Santa Clara, San Jose. Don't know. We still have Northrop Grumman here. And in fact, it's not too far from Air Force Plant 42 in Palmdale. And, just to the north of there yesterday, we had a huge tragedy at Edwards Air Force Base, which I'm familiar with too for various reasons. And we had a B-52 um, Strato Fortress or something. It's one of the biggest planes in the world. It's got 8 engines, and yeah, that was pretty bad. I knew what you meant. I had to retire after my mom passed away in the early '80s. Oh, wow, I'm sorry. Did you live out in California? Well, obviously, if he worked at the Palmdale location, okay. Yeah, that was awful. Yeah. I haven't been out there in a long time, but I used to go out there quite a bit to, Edwards Air Force Base. That was just and there was a couple Boeing guys that were on that too, some of the defense contractors, it wasn't just the military. West of Palmdale. Very familiar with that. Yeah, since my, the breast cancer and the heart, I don't get very far anymore. Luckily, I've seen it all out here. Haven't even been able to get to the beach. Is where you're from. Where are you at now, SR-71? Is that somebody knocking or is that somebody using a hammer? United Technologies Ricket boosted propulsion engines blew up. 370 employees. Oh, you're in Texas. Are you saying for the B-52 crash? Because there was only 8 people on that. Are you saying that the engines blew up during the test? It's okay. Yeah. So I've read the statement, what, 3, 4 times now? And all I can say is I respectively decline to respond. And you guys can think about it any way you wanna think about it. Oh, you left California after the Rodney King riots. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a hammer. I guess you guys can't hear it because my Wi-Fi mics are so, crappy. I don't think I had that much exposure to the Lockheed toxins because, I was just there, part-time for about a year, and I wasn't at, like, Area 51 where a lot of these things happen, and that was before Area 51 was a household name. I mean, I did a little bit of everything there, but including the skunk works type of things. So I don't think I've been in a lot of their plants. Uh, welcome in, K-Live. Oh, no, United Technologies in San Jose manufactured and tested rockets. That was 1999. Oh, from Minnesota, the land of 10,000 seasons in one day. That's so funny. Yeah, they always say the land of 10,000 lakes, but there's like 50 or 60,000. But that's small compared to like a place like Alaska. I read that Alaska has over 3 million lakes. I can't even comprehend that. My mind can't comprehend that at all. Yeah, my mom had an aunt and uncle that retired to a cabin on a lake up there. I think I'm underestimating the exposure. I don't think so. I wasn't, a full-time worker. I was a full-time PI, or I was a PI in training at that time, and the Lockheed account was one of many. Technically, a mic that doesn't pick up outside noise is a good mic. Yeah, this is just Amazon junk. This is the second set since I've started this. YouTube is hard and YouTube is expensive. I never did it for the money, but the fact that I'm remonetized and people throwing a little cash here and there, it has certainly helped me. Just to I've got expenses for 5 years and 5 months on this channel. So yeah, you guys do whatever you want with this statement of Avian Moon Arcana. I keep saying her, but I don't know if that's a man or a woman. For some reason, I just thought it was a woman, but I guess I could be a man too. And I'll just say, hey, go check out tonight's video on the Nancy Guthrie case, day number 136. I live in Burbank. When Lockheed left daily, they sprayed the ground to keep the toxic dust from spreading. Oh my God. I don't live far from there. I live about 3 miles from there in LA. Dang. And I was in the Burbank plants a lot. A lot. Very interesting. Yeah. I have a feeling I know what he was probably working on. My dad was gone a lot and we were never allowed to know where he was. I was intrigued, but knew better than to ask questions. Years later, and I can't go into the details, but I was on another case in Burbank that was totally separate from aerospace or aviation or defense. It was at a business. And this witness came in he was the last witness of the day for me to interview. And it was an old man. And he was a retired Burbank Lockheed worker. And the guy was grumpy and he was being an a-hole. And I just was like, I'm not going to interview this guy. I wasn't feeling well that day. It's been a long day. And I'm just going to talk to this guy about, I don't care, the weather or whatever, just talk to him. And, we'll talk about anything, but I'm not going to start this interview till he calms the F down. Cause he was like, just do it and get it over with. He was so mad. They brought him in on his day off. And I told him, I live in Studio City. I can come over anytime and interview this guy. And they're like, oh, no, no, no. We want this all wrapped today. You're going to sit here and wait and interview this guy. And then he was like, I hate you. And then I got him talking and he learned that I learned that he was a retired Lockheed worker. And that I mentioned like, oh, when I worked for the last company in training, we were Lockheed vendors and I did this, this, and this. And then all of a sudden the guy, like his skin brightened, his eyes sparkled. He lifted up his shirt and showed me a belt buckle, and I thought, "What is this guy gonna do?" And I looked at the belt buckle, and it was silver, like sterling silver, and there was an engraving of a skunk. And I was like, "Oh," and I whispered, I said, "You work for Skunk Works." And then he had tears in his eyes. This guy must have been close to 80 if he wasn't there already. I mean, I had his name, rank, and serial number back then, but and I was like, "Wow, how long did you work there?" And then, he was there, like, during the heyday. And I was like, "Wow, I was only there, like, about a year," and I had other cases and, I was from Watts to Burbank to Palmdale, but mostly Burbank or Palmdale at Air Force Plant 42, and he started talking about the government, and he started talking about, like, these back engineering, these top secret black book projects, and he was whispering because he didn't want the employees to hear what we were talking about, and, I mean, he said stuff to me that day that I had never forgot, and I drove home, I didn't even turn on the radio, I just drove home in silence, like, "Did that just really happen? Did I just really meet that dude? And did he just tell me what he just told me? And I'll never be able to tell anybody for as long as I live." That's all I'm gonna say. Uh, all aerospace and defense are gone to my knowledge. Elsa Gundel Hawthorne lost a lot after 78. I don't know. McDonnell Douglas in San Diego closed. Didn't know that. Okay, well, I just wanted to make this quick video. It's too long already about Nancy Guthrie, about this statement that Avian Moon Arcana sent me. If you didn't see it or you didn't hear it, go back and watch the replay. And for those that were here at the first live today, for whatever reason, YouTube just went and cut everybody off. So sorry about that. It's not my issue. Have a good night.